In my previous video, I talk about the hidden messages and the mysteries behind Belial. Now, I want to get into and I brought up Tummuz. We see that in the Hebrew calendar for the fourth month, it is Tummuz, which was taken out of Babylon. It's a Jumeric word that was made up with all this Yiddish, Iddish, Fiddish, Kiddish, and Jewish stuff, which also came up in the 4th century. Who is Tummuz? We found out Tummuz was the lover of Ishtar. It's a pagan god. Goes all the way back to Babylonian, Syrian, and Egyptian times. Where do we start? Now, we're going to break it off to how these two people didn't know each other, but since it's a spiritual battle that we're fighting, they actually had the same goals in mind. And these same gods actually were being used by the Romans and the Amorites, Moabites, and the Ammonites, and the Moabites. So with that being said, Ezekiel chapter 8:14. Then he brought me to the entrance of the north gate of the house of the Lord, and behold, I sat there, and a woman was weeping for Tummuz. Jeremiah 7:18. And the children were gathering wood, and the fathers were kindling fire, and the women were making dough to make cakes for the Queen of Heaven. Now, October the 11th of 1954, the Pope Pius proclaimed that Mary, the mother of Yeshua, that statue that you see, which is actually the mother of Alexander the Pope VI's wife, which is the mother of Dagon Caesar Borgia, the gay dude that was sleeping with Leonardo da Vinci. That's who he did. So he made her, in 1954, October 11th, the Queen of Heaven. All right, legally, internationally. All right, now Rome has been behind a lot of the Catholic Church throughout history, statuisms with gayism, the changing the Sabbath, the Mary statues, wars, and also the economy. Even the 4th month of the Hebrew month is called Tummuz, and here are your days. So I'm going to give you guys every day that is an Egyptian, Mesopotamian, Syrian god that has been hidden and been casting spells on you guys that you guys have never known throughout the generations and centuries that Satan has tricked you with. Sunday actually means Sol Invictus. Now this is Latin. Sol Invictus. And that means sun god. So Sunday means Sol Invictus, the sun god, which is sun god. Monday means Luna, the moon goddess. Tuesday, Tayu, which is the god of laws, So Tuesday is T-I-W, all right, god of laws. Wednesday, Odin, the god of the dead. Thursday, Jupiter, kings of gods. Friday is Frigg, wife of Odin. January, these are your months in the pagan gods and what they represent. January means Janus, the god of doors or beginnings. March means Mars, god of war. May is Maia, the wife of Zeus, mother of Hermes. June is Juno, wife of Jupiter. July is Julius Caesar, Roman dictator. And August, we all should already know, is Augustus Caesar, Roman emperor. The Pope's Easter usually falls on the same day as the first fruits, which is the resurrection. Now, that's supposed to be, first fruits in Hebrew means resurrection and all this other stuff. They're all supposed to be celebrated together. But throughout years' time, as we see, they've been separated apart. So I'm going to give you an example. All right, first fruits for the Hebrews and all that other stuff falls on April the 23rd and the 21st of 24th of 2016. All right, Easter, March the 27th, 2016. They are the same meaning, so why are they so far apart? And I'm going to tell you why. Every Easter, all right, Ishtar, the priest, would impregnate young virgins on the altar of Belial. Then the next Easter, they would take the now 3-month-old babies, the 3-month-old babies, and sacrifice them to Belial on sunrise service. On the next Easter sunrise service. Now, conceived on Easter, these sacrificed babies were born on Christmas. Their blood was used to dye the sacred Ishtar eggs depicting the mystery of Baal's resurrection. So every time you go paint an egg and you do all this stuff, you're doing something that the ancestors in that haplogroup and the seed of Cain and of Esau and all of them used to do. They used to paint the blood of these babies on Easter eggs. So this is also a representation that you guys have been whitewashed to believe. This is why I push these holidays and stop doing it. This is why I talk and I teach. This is why I've come to you and God has gave me these mysteries. So I've actually had to write all this stuff down, because usually, if you guys notice, I'll just come out and just say whatever I'm being told. I'll do the research to make sure it's of God and the whole 9 yards. And then I'll go and I'll tell you guys what I've been told. Right now I had to write all this down because I want to make sure you guys got a clear understanding of these holidays, because they're coming up and it's very important. All right. So the eggs were used after they killed these babies that were born on conceived on Christmas or whatever. Now 3 months old, Easter would come around. All right, the Ishtar representation. They would take egg, they would kill the babies during the morning service. All right, and then take the blood and use it to paint eggs with it. This is This is what Easter actually really is. All right, Satan's tricked you that bad. It's illusion, perception, and a spell that we rebuke in the name of Yeshua the Messiah. Now, Easter vigils for all of those around the world in New York City or wherever, we see, and even in Rome, the Easter vigils they hold at night. When they hold these Easter vigils at night, all right, this is a high time praying for Lucifer, because it's at night, the sun is not out, so it's a high time praying for Lucifer. Now, for example, 2013, at the vigil in Rome, all right, and this is your proof. The Vatican Easter Exalted Song at the night vigil in Latin on 2013 says this. It says, flaming Lucifer finds mankind. I say, O Lucifer, who will never be defeated, Christ is your son. Because the Vatican Christ is Lucifer's son. Why? Because he's not the black Yeshua. He is the white gay de Borgia. Caesar de Borgia. Judges, all right? So, that right there is what is going on, what you guys are worshiping, what these holidays represent. And these holidays actually go all the way back to Nimrod. You got your Bilal and all of them that represented, and Tummuz that represented the tree. Tummuz was the tree god. Tummuz represents Christmas, the hanging of the tree. He's in the Mesopotamian, the Syrian, and Gilgamesh stories, where they went out and they actually killed Tummuz. That's who they killed. That all of the 4 kings and other Nephilims were like, why did you do this? The one true God came, gave us power, and told us to do it. So you had, but nobody ties all the stuff in together, and I'm tying it in for you. So when you fast, if you're Jewish, if you're fasting for Tammuz and all this stuff, understand that you're fasting for one of the Nephilim's children that was the cedar god, Tammuz. Understand what that word Tammuz means. All right, and come in good understanding. Understand that the months and the days, everything around us is Satan's illusion of something that has a different spiritual meaning. What manifests here on earth and in heaven manifests in heaven and on earth.